Hey everyone, today we're talking about marketing automation, and we start with a view of massive increases in media consumption across the largest platforms in the world. Here we go. There's a couple things happening with regard to media consumption, and I'm gonna go right into that, and I'm gonna share my screen, and you're gonna see. There we go. We're going to start with media consumption data. And so the thesis here is that it is a good time to be marketing right now. And the reason it's a good time to be marketing right now is because there's a ton of media consumption, and there are fewer advertisers in the marketplace. And so I'm going to show you some data that supports that. And this is from a pro subscription to SimilarWeb, and I'm on a trial version of the Pro. And what we're looking at here is different top websites according to SimilarWeb that have regularly been ranked as the top aggregator of data for website activity. And so you'll see month over month, and I'm going to scroll over the change button here, month over month change in traffic volume. Google up 8%, YouTube up almost 15%, Facebook up over 20%, Twitter media consumption up 21%, Instagram 12%, 14% for Yahoo, Netflix up 26%, this is Outlook up 14%, Reddit up 11%, and there's plenty of other publications here. LinkedIn up 3%, so there's still lots of business activity. CNN is up 53%, as is a different allocation of YouTube. The core idea here is that with so much media consumption, pay attention to ad opportunities. The next data that I'm going to show you is from a PowerPoint presentation, which I'm going to come up here, and what you can do is you can look at this in you can look at it when this video gets posted ultimately on YouTube. You can review the links. This data comes from a report put out by comScore. It was a video seminar, a video review, and I put this out here on as screenshots, and I'll link to the actual video when the YouTube. So this is, first of all, for those of you who are not familiar with comScore. comScore is a tool that captures information about media consumption on televisions, on online and mobile apps, etc. So they look at 30 million households. They look at 250 networks. 1 out of every 4 U.S. television homes is directly measured by comScore. There's a variety of other ways that comScore measures digital activity. So let's just say they're also a leader in media consumption. And so what this is saying, they also have access and review of 194 million desktop screens, 240 million phones and tablets, over 10,000 apps, over 1 million people who opt in regularly to share their media consumption habits. So the point is, they do a lot of tracking in media, so they're going to be an expert in understanding where media consumption is. So what I like about this report is that it shows media consumption from local television viewing, referencing 2019, the week of March 18th, 2019 in the light blue, and the week of March 16th, the same week in 2020. And you can see by every measure in specific local markets that they looked at, media consumption is dramatically up, starting at 6 a.m. going all the way to 5 p.m., the core day hours that are being affected by media consumption. And you can see the dark blue is larger than the light blue, which is incredibly important here. The news sites, it's about 40, they said it's about 42, but it looks like almost like 50% increase from between February to the second to last week in March, showing media consumption on news sites, on the top 40 aggregation of the top 40 selected news sites. And I think that's also really important here. So there's a lot of ad inventory on news sites, and certainly not related to advertising, but just reflective of the overall media consumption habits in the U.S. And you'll see access, visitations to various government sites like the CDC, like the NIH, WHO, up dramatically between February and March, triple, quadruple, 3-4 times higher. So 299% increase between the week of February 17th to the 20th to the week of the March 16th to the 22nd. So not surprisingly, people are spending a fair bit of their time media consumption looking at government health sites. And then also you have an 11% increase in visitation, people's visitation to various top retailers: Amazon, Target, Walmart, Costco, and Best Buy. And then finally, what I'm going to show you here is, give me just a moment. This is an article from the New York Times, which I will also link in YouTube. And the idea here is looking at this is also data from SimilarWeb and Apptopia. From a website perspective, massive increase in daily average traffic on Facebook, Netflix, and YouTube. So up 15%, up 16%, Facebook up 27%. And then apps, a little bit more. The YouTube app is a little bit down. But the point is, people are still consuming a lot of great content. The Nextdoor web visitation is up 73%. We're obviously at home, so Nextdoor becomes much more important. And then finally, an app that I've been seeing lots of advertising for. I've had people bring it up to me and say, like, we should be doing this for a stay-at-home happy hour type thing, which is House Party, where you can play games and coordinate games like through the app and co-view through the app, which is pretty interesting. And then here you have daily app sessions for popular remote working apps: Zoom, Google, Microsoft Teams. Not surprisingly here, Zoom is the absolute winner in all of this activity. You have access to local news sites jumping dramatically. So 150% for SF Chronicle, about 125% for Seattle Times, Boston Globe, Beacon Journal. Large media organizations, again, up doubling viewership. CNBC, New York Times, Washington Post, even Fox News is up. And then you have partisan sites. What's interesting about this to me is that partisan sites, InfoWars, Daily Kos, Breitbart, Truthdig, Daily Caller, they are up, but they're not up dramatically relative to the large mainstream news publications. So, and the last point here, data supporting video games, which I think is also very interesting. What I'm seeing and what I'm hearing from my colleagues is that video game marketing becomes a way to buoy against the fact that live sports are not available. So you have sports star of a variety of leagues, MLB, NBA, playing their sports game competitively with other stars instead of playing the actual sport, which is cool. And ESPN needs to air something. I heard recently, like over the weekend, that ESPN on the main ESPN channel was airing the 1997 Spelling Bee Championship. So clearly they need some live sports inventory to share across the marketplace. So as I think about the journey that we're on, in the last video, in the intro video, I talked about the fact that the Great Reset is both a commentary on where the world is, how the world is changing, and also like it's an opportunity for businesses to define stronger operational practices, to refine their marketing efforts, and to really make good decisions to prepare them for when the economy returns to a new normal. So the core idea for this video series is to chronicle the changes that we're making in our business. And I'm really heavily focused right now on marketing technology. I think marketing technology is well, number one, when used correctly, incredibly powerful. And it's something that we have not done very well within our organization. And we're both using it as a way to earn repeatable, clients, to develop a marketing capability that pushes away from referencing my network to build the business and really relying more on marketing and advertising to build the business, which is something that is important for us. So, to support that, I found a really great tool. I'll just share this right here. I found a really great tool. So the website is called Digital Inspiration, or it's called labnol.org, labnol.org. This person named Amit Agarwal, he has this really cool automation set of automated things that are available through their platform. And I paid $30 for access to download Gmail emails. And I got it through the official Gmail app store. So I presume that access to this is legitimate, goes within the terms and conditions that Google Apps sets forward. So we get our email server is through Gmail. So we essentially use Gmail. So when I log into my inbox, this is my professional brillmedia.co email address. And so what I'm doing here is, these are email addresses, and I'll tell you that these email addresses are hidden because I don't want the whole world to see the emails that I'm communicating with. But what's happening here is I went into the email extractor tool. So I went to add-ons, email address extractor, open. And what I'm able to do is tell it to scrape the emails from my inbox or from my sent files, whatever the case might be, and really just pull in data and get a list of the email addresses that are coming in. So you can see, according to this, we have already 17,000 email addresses that have been extracted from the business Gmail account. Now, a lot of these email addresses are going to be marketing emails that I've received from Media Post and New York Times and Mint and whoever else is marketing to me. So a lot of that is going to be not interesting. Like, for example, I have one from Haro, Help a Reporter Out, right? So Haro is great because it's a tool to connect journalists with sources. So I'm not going to send marketing emails to folks that help a reporter out because that's unnecessary. That's not what it's used for. But what is interesting, what I like, is that in column D, it actually shows all the unique emails that have been extracted. And so I'm not going to send marketing emails to our clients and to whatever, but there are a contingent of people who I want to send marketing emails to, who I want to communicate with, that are, as long they've connected, they've opted in, I want them to be on our email list, right? So I think this is a really great tool if you're sending out marketing emails to find a way to extract that information, get the ones that are critically important for you, who you've met, who you've connected with, people who come from business cards, who in-person meetings, and use this tool to capture email addresses, which I think is really, really great. So I'll put a link to this labnol.org in the YouTube videos that I'm posting. But yeah, that's where we are. I'm going to continue this Great Reset video series because I think it's going to be interesting to watch the evolution of our business and to have documentation of it. And hopefully a year from now, I look back and say, boy, was I dumb. I want to be a lot smarter a year from now than I am today. Call me, email me, write me. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. Like, comment, and share. We continue to share best-in-class marketing and business ideas here on The Great Reset. Talk to you guys soon.